All right. Says I'm live. I am here live. This is going to be a quick Q&A, boys. I wanted to do it later, but I got a sushi offer and I like sushi. So I was like, "Oh, I don't want to miss out on all you can eat sushi." So I'm doing one quick Q&A before I go eat sushi and fill my gut and work out to rest of the night. So that's the plan. Get some good sushi. Going to go ahead and work those calories off, and then ride into the sunset. But I'm here for just a little bit. Here for a little bit. How long is a little bit? I would say an easy 40 minutes. That's what I'll say. Easy 40 minutes. So you guys have any questions, let me know, and we'll get to those. I'm excited that this weekend is the Super Bowl. I'm super excited for that event going on. Let me go ahead. I'm getting used to my new computer. I got a new keyboard, but this computer I'm on is a Mac. So with Mac, sometimes they don't connect well with Logitech keyboards. So my copying and pasting is all off. But Q&A is live. Ask some questions. Is live. Ask some questions. But yeah, man, excited for the Super Bowl. Israel Adesanya taking on Robert Whitaker. Been enjoying that Peacemaker show on HBO Max. Overall, man, if you guys have not seen Peacemaker, I get it that, mainly a wrestling channel. So a lot of people are going to think I'm promoting Peacemaker just because John Cena's on there. But it's not just because of John Cena. I just think that Peacemaker is actually just an overall good show. I really do. I just think it's an overall good show. Each episode actually has some meaning. I feel like John Cena is just killing it as an actor. He's really getting me invested in this Peacemaker character. I wouldn't be surprised if Cena gets nominated for some Best Actor nominations in the series. I wouldn't be surprised. He's playing a great schizophrenic type of character who has a bunch of emotional issues. I mean, if y'all haven't watched episode 7, watch episode 7. Y'all will see, man, John Cena's a good actor. John Cena ain't a bad actor whatsoever, man. What's up, Ronan Ghost? How you doing, my friend? But yeah, he's doing great in Peacemaker. A lot of times the thumbnail, though, I always try to think of what to put in the thumbnail. This time I put Peacemaker. I didn't know who to put for wrestling. I didn't like any of the Keith Lee PNGs that I saw. I was like, it's cool. I didn't like any of the Keith Lee or Jay White PNGs. And plus, none of you guys really come for me for AEW, man. I'm not big into zombies, to be honest, man. That's why I didn't really get into Walking Dead like that. But it looked like it's Squid Games. It's the same thing from Squid Games. Is it a Korean-based show? What's up, Benna Fernandez? How you doing, my friend? How are you doing? Doing a quick Q&A, guys. Only 40 minutes on this thing, and then I'm going to go enjoy some all-you-can-eat sushi. I love sushi, man. I used to not be big into it, but then as you get older, your taste kind of change, and now I'm okay, yeah, man, I mess with some sushi. That's my thing, man. I love spicy tuna, dragon rolls and tiger rolls are my thing, man. Be honest, do I think John Cena movies are boring? He doesn't have too many bad movies. I mean, his earlier movies are terrible. The WWE studio film stuff is terrible, but everything else I kind of like. Cock Blockers was good. I like Ferdinand as a kid's movie. Fast and Furious, he was fine. I think Cena's good in comedies. That's what I'm saying. I kept replaying Keith Lee's entrance. Keith Lee actually has he's not singing it this time. I'll say that. It's better than him actually singing the theme. What's up, Big Mirror? Got to get on that podcast soon. I saw the clip you talked about the anti-vaxxers, and couldn't agree more. I mean, you can't make a decision on a vaccine, but you'll make other bad decisions. Just like I'm making a bad decision by getting all-you-can-eat sushi. I've been good on my diet, and then my ass is going to go eat a bunch of rice and carbs and stuff like that. Going to be doing a bunch of push-ups tonight, man. Let's not slander the Marine. Is Peacemaker a sequel to the Marine? I'm just kidding. I like 12 rounds from John Cena's WWE times, Justin. So I'm with you. Sometimes there's that bad movie we all like. It's not a bad thing. It don't get me wrong. So I had this one friend that was getting upset with me that I liked a bad movie, like Spider-Man 3. I love Spider-Man 3. People will insult me for liking Spider-Man 3, but I tell people, yo, I'm just trying to tell y'all. I'm just saying Spider-Man 3 is just not bad to me. But if you hate Spider-Man 3, do you? But don't get mad at me for liking it. Do I like Matt Earl's theme song? Oh yeah, it sounds like a GTA Lodi theme. By the way, Hellcat, I am shipping you your Velvet Sky or no, who is it? Angelina. Oh God, what's her name? Dark Order chick, Anna J. I am shipping your Anna J. What's it called? Autograph tomorrow because I have to go to do stuff for work. I like to kill two birds with one stone. See, I'm like a marketing person at work, but sometimes they'll say, "Hey Chase, go do some chores," and so I'm doing some chores for them. Yeah. It sounds like an anime, to be honest, man. Like I'll wait for an anime version of that. Yeah, Spider-Man 3 is funny, man. I don't know why people hate on it so bad, dude. It's quotable, it's great. Go get the ones with the nuts in them. Like I love that line where he's eating the cookies. Like, you haven't even the ones with the nuts in them. Like, I love that line. I'm gonna throw dirt in your eye. Like, oh. I'm going to reduce my soda intake at work this weekend. I did notice that I was losing weight by just drinking water at work. Dude, I tell people, man, one of the things that you will notice when you start drinking a lot of water, like, did I bring it upstairs? Sometimes I leave it downstairs because I'm lazy like that. No, I didn't bring it upstairs. God dang it. I did not bring it upstairs. I left it downstairs. But one thing you'll notice when you start drinking like a gallon of water, you'll start losing the weight. Like weight loss comes by really, really fast when you start drinking a lot of water and stuff like that. Like I haven't drinking soda in a minute. Like the last time I drank a soda was probably like the day after New Year's because like we were having pizza and stuff. Other than that, I've been really good on like, just drinking water and like just working out a lot too and eating as clean as possible. Like one of the things I love to do is I make sure there's at least a vegetable at every of my meals. Like that's the main thing and stuff like that I've just been doing a bunch of vegetables. I have this coworker, man. He funny. He a good guy, but he on this vegan diet, but I don't know if he really vegan. I hate to call him out, but it's true. I don't know if he really vegan like that. But yeah, no, I've been working out hard with this one. This shirt's just really tight. Like this is one of my medium shirts. And man, what's a good way to book celebrity guests? Like actual celebrities, like actual people? I say shoot your shot, man, and honestly try your best to like reach out to them on Instagram. See if you can reach out to their agency. One thing is too, a lot of people don't realize agencies are always looking for people to get interviews. A lot of times too, if like the person is a little bit smaller, you can get them onto your show. But what I would suggest is like literally just like, shoot a shot on DMs, shoot a shot, see what you can do. See if there's like an agency that handles them. That's a lot of the times too. Like keep in mind, like a lot of these people don't run their own social medias. And I'm not even always talking about big stars. I'm also talking about medium-sized stars too, or smaller stars. If there's someone where you're like, man, dude, I want to interview this MMA fighter. Like I'll tell you guys, man, I've shot my shot with wrestlers. I've shot my shot with MMA fighters. Sometimes they just don't want to come on. Sometimes they just ain't interested. That's just how it is. But you got to keep shooting your shot. You can't be like afraid of like saying like, oh, do you want to come? Like, hey, look, sometimes, man, people are camera shy. Like one of the things that we have is that we're not camera shy. Like, I take a sport bottle so that will help me drinking clean water. That's good. What autograph will be worth more in the future? The Rock's or Stone Cold? Oh, The Rock. Stone Cold's autograph is just like worth more to wrestling fans. It ain't worth more to like casuals. Most overrated Mania match? Probably the Iron Man match at WrestleMania 12. I mean, I don't know anyone who literally goes back and rewatches all the Manias and then will straight up be like, yeah, I watched the Iron Man match all the time. It's like, yo, dude, the Iron Man match is like, it's fine the first time you see it, but after that, you like, how many times are you really going to go back at it? I mean, that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. When I talk about overrated, I'm talking about like, yo, especially in terms of wrestling, how often are you going to go back and rewatch that match? How often are you going to say, hey, let me go rewatch this professional wrestling contest? Like, it's very rare that like I rewatched WrestleMania 12 a couple times. I can tell you one thing. I fast forward until like the last 20 minutes of the Iron Man match. And when I mean 20 minutes, I know when the overtime is. So like 20 minutes with the overtime. Other than that, man, it's like it's literally a bunch of nothing before the overtime period. The overtime period's great, but I have not rewatched the full Iron Man match in my life, to be honest. Like just being real. So I always say it's the WrestleMania 12 Iron Man match. Like people praise it. We'll give it like the greatest match I've ever seen. But it's like, man, dude, Bret Hart has had way better WrestleMania matches than that. Same with Shawn Michaels. And I don't even think that Shawn Michaels like top 5 WrestleMania match, if we're being real. Nash and Taker. Yeah, Nash and Taker wasn't even that bad. So what are your thoughts on Keith Lee's AEW appearance, and what do you hope the company will do with him in a positive aspect? I'm happy for Keith Lee. Thing is though, like I'm just going to be real. I like Keith Lee, but I don't know how he's like super game changing. I know it's a hot take. I know a lot of people love the Keith Lee, and Keith Lee is like game changer to a lot of people. But to me, it's just like I said it before in a previous Q&A. I didn't want Keith Lee going to AEW because he's a character that needs to keep winning. And the problem is if that's your character where you need to be booked to win all the time, I don't know how that's someone that's going to appeal to everyone. He's talented. I think he's great in the ring. I think definitely he'll help with the people who are mad that black wrestlers aren't getting pushed, that, hey, here's a black wrestler that you can't deny a push to. There's no excuse that he's too green like a Powerhouse Hobbs. There's no excuse that he's not ready like a Ricky Starks. There's no excuse that he's only a tag level guy like the Caster and Bowens characters. He's a guy that you could put in the main event whether people like him or not. But the thing for me is, like Keith Lee, it's just like sometimes I feel like he's one of those guys, and I just hate to say it, so I just hate to say it, but sometimes I feel like he's one of those guys that really thinks his shit don't stink. And sometimes you need to get a slap in the face and say, yo, Keith, the little, that stuff ain't going to cut it, man. Cut that out. Be dominant. Tell you the people in your matches like, hey, I ain't doing no flippy shit with y'all. I'm literally just going to toss y'all and be a big guy. Wrestle big. Don't wrestle small. Present yourself as limitless. Because he's not really that limitless when he presents himself, to me at least. Don't hate the guy. Don't. I really do like Keith Lee. I think he's talented. But sometimes, man, I just see and he's just doing these extra like anime motions. And I'm like, bro, you ain't Goku. You ain't Naruto. You Keith fucking Lee. Wrestle like Keith fucking Lee. Like, could you imagine if you watched Naruto and you saw the Raikage doing like extra shit? No, the Raikage just goes and lariatos people. Wrestle like you the Raikage. You all know the Raikage from Naruto. He's like one of the most badass characters. He got his arm chopped off. He chopped his own arm off and he was giving Sasuke the business, man. Do you think Ric Flair's 16-time championships wins will be surpassed by others? I believe John Cena has 16 championship wins as well. Well, technically, if you want to be really technical, Ric Flair actually has more, so. Do you think Chris Masters was a waste of talent in the WWE? No, he was a good talent. He did well. I don't care for Keith Lee, but he black, so I'm going to be quiet. Honest thoughts on the Never Back Down movie? I'll say this. It did introduce a lot of people to mixed martial arts. This was like still dark age of MMA. Not a lot of people understood it. It was a good way to introduce people to mixed martial arts, but it's a terrible movie overall. The show has powerful moments that set the show on the right path on 12 episodes. You watch it in the first season, people say it's like High School of the Dead. And I'm trying to tell you, Ronan, I don't know how many times I repeat this, I'm not big into zombies. If it's like High School of the Dead, if that's an anime, then I'll watch that. But I have no interest in watching real life zombies. That's just not me. You should have named your title, Chase. You should name one of your videos titles, Honest Thoughts of Chase. Well, why would you all want that? You asked me my honest thoughts anyway, so I tell you anyways. Streets need a quick Dexter season ranking, real quick. Dexter season ranking. So my rankings, number 1 is season 2. I think season 2 is like, the more I go back and rewatch Dexter, the more I enjoy season 2. I love the Bay Harbor Butcher chase. I love, the twists and reveals. The only thing that's a bummer is Doak's dying. Number 2 is season 4. Season 4 is like peak Dexter. It's literally like one of the best standalone seasons, but season 4 is like my favorite when it comes to like just standalone. But overall, I think season 2 is a great follow-up to season 1, so that's why it beats it for me. Season 3, number 3 is season 1. Number 4 is the controversial New Blood. I like New Blood. I think New Blood overall does a great job with Dexter. It brings Dexter back and a fun environment. There are some flaws to New Blood, but there's also flaws in other seasons. So I ain't gonna shit on it too bad. But I personally like New Blood a lot more than most people. And I recently went back and rewatched it, and I fell in love with it all over again. So for me, I feel like New Blood is a rewatchable season. I ain't gonna talk about the ending too much because I feel like I want to give people a chance to watch that, like maybe another month or two before I'll be okay with talking about spoilers for New Blood. But New Blood's number 4 for me. Number 5 is S7. Number 6 would be S6 then, and then S3. No, yeah, S3 because S6 is rewatchable. I'm just not a big fan of horror. S3 after that. I like Prado, but I don't know what it is. Like S3, like after going back and kind of watching it again, S3 is kind of eh. Then S8 and S5 is the worst. S5 is the worst season of Dexter. It's literally just filler. Like if Dexter had a filler arc like Naruto, it's S5. Heyman Page versus Archer death match. It's good. I would say if you're gonna say Chase, what's your star rating? 3 3/4. It was good. It had a rush start, but once the match settled in, it was good. But there's some logic flaws in it. Like, why is Lance Archer mad that Jake the Snake is helping him with the DDT? Why did he pick him up after almost killing him with the fade to black onto the steel steps? There's some flaws, but it's still a fun main event. Like I said, like I think it was Sean Jector. He messaged me. He said Chase, what did I think about Dynamite? And I told him like, oh yeah, the main event's good. Like like that's the one thing. The main event was good. But yeah, I would say it's 3 3/4 of a match. Honest thoughts on Sasuke's character arc in Naruto. I think I answered this question already. I will say that it's a flawed character arc. They did too much changing back and forth of making him a face and a heel. And then honestly, I just felt that like, he should have just stayed evil throughout most of the show. Him turning good just to help Naruto fight some bad guys near the end, it was kind of weak. It's a packed weekend for entertainment, cards, sports, UFC 272, AEW Revolution, and Super Bowl 56. I don't think AEW Revolution is happening this weekend. It's actually just UFC 272 and Super Bowl. Honest thoughts on Tom Holland wanting to do a live action Jack and Daxter. He needs to stop. This guy's a menace. This guy's an absolute menace. He needs to stop. Do I like the new and improved graphics in WWE 2K22? Yeah, they look good. I don't know if that Beth Phoenix and Shawn Michaels one was good, but everything else looked good from it. Favorite anime anti-heroes? I guess who's that one fool from Overlord? I forgot his name. Out Eisen. That fool's pretty badass. He's like the main character of that show. That show's a sick show too. It gets boring after a few seasons, but it's fine. Those are like my only like I don't really what because like anime it's so hard. There's so many anti-heroes. There's so many people that what you would consider as anti-heroes. I guess Yusuke is an anti-hero. I don't think Yusuke is really like a full-time hero. What is my player going to be? Fighting style, high flyer, striker, technician, powerhouse, or giant? I always go with powerhouses, man. I just want to do clotheslines. I just want to do chokes. Because like the thing for me is like I go based off of like here comes the pain logic. And here's the thing. And here comes the pain. And here comes the pain. It was all about strength. Like if your character could punch and do all this stuff, they won matches quick. I just want to get through the game quick. Like if the gameplay stinks, I want to get through quick. Quick. Peak animation. We watching it. What are you talking about? Ufotable. Ufotable is what's it called? Ufotable is where it's at, man. Demon Slayer, bro. That we still grow with animation, but right now it's Ufotable with Demon Slayer. What's up, Chase? Did the Jobber Switchblade really join AEW? Yeah. He came out. The fans popped, and he complimented one of the Young Bucks' earrings. Did I go to high school prom? And do you have yearbooks from high school, middle school, or elementary school? I did go to both of my proms, junior and senior year. I didn't go junior year prom. Why did I not? Oh, yeah, it was a wrestling tournament. I had a wrestling tournament during junior year prom. So I didn't go to junior year prom, but I did go to my winter ball for senior dance. And I went to, what's it called? Prom. Senior year prom. Senior year prom was actually pretty lit, too. Like, we went to they took us to like a horse track. It was sick. Do I have my yearbook still? Yeah, they like locked up away though. Like I don't have them like up and available. Chase, I don't know why, but I can't get into Attack on Titan. Second try, I'm on episode 10. It's just not grabbing me. Are you watching dubbed or subbed? Because if you're watching dubbed, you ain't watching Attack on Titan correctly. Subbed is where it's at. But Attack on Titan is a great story. I feel like once you get into season 2, which is the best season of Attack on Titan, that's where shit hits the fan. And I'll just say this, you'll like Attack on Titan is very rewatchable, especially after you watch season 2. Favorite anime character designs? Inuyasha has some sick designs. Dragon Ball has some cool designs, especially with the Namekians. Bleach has a lot of cool designs, man. Do you ever get WWE 2K22 and you think you would play general manager mode a lot? I don't know about playing. I'll probably get 2K22, but playing general manager mode, man, I don't know, dude. Like, depends on how it's executed. Michael Chandler versus Poirier, who wins? Probably Poirier at this point. Which character models, as in WWE Superstars and Legends, were your favorites through the gameplay? Booyaka trailer. I didn't even watch that, dude. I'm going to be honest. I don't watch no Booyaka trailer. Did CM Punk hurt his legacy by entering the UFC? His legacy as a tough guy, yeah, but overall, no. I wasn't a popular guy in high school, so I didn't go to proms. Hey, it's all right. Who cares? Like, prom is really not that exciting. Like, it's just literally like you just go there and stuff like it's only as exciting as you make it, though. But yeah, I like prom better than the senior dance sucked. We were in this hotel and it was like super hot. Like, I hated my senior dance. What do you think is the best and worst WWE game? The best WWE game is either Here Comes the Pain or Shut Your Mouth, in my personal opinion. I know everyone's going to say, what about New Mercy? It's like, okay, look, I get it. You love playing with the N64 controller. I don't. Okay? Y'all can play with your N64 controller. I'm playing Here Comes the Pain. I'm playing, what's it called? I'm playing mod things, you know? That's it. The worst one is Raw 2. Raw 2 is the worst. How much did Hulk Hogan hurt his legacy by his personality getting exposed? Oh, big time. I mean, there's many people who, you know, Hulk Hogan affected a lot of people from many different ethnicities, races, and genders. You know, he was we like to talk about like people being superstars. Hulk Hogan was that. And there's probably a lot of, you know, African American children that idolized Hulk Hogan. And then hearing what he had to say, it's like, yo, that must have hurt them. So yeah, man, he definitely hurt his legacy. Chase, do you think Toby being Obito was too obvious and Naruto calling him cool guys ever was the cool guy ever was the coolest guy ever was dumb? Well, that's Naruto's talk no jutsu. Like that's what he does. He has to talk no jutsu someone. But it was kind of obvious, but I wasn't really banking on it being. Once they started showing Kakashi's backstory, then I was like, oh yeah, this dude's Obito. Like, why are you showing us Kakashi's backstory randomly? Like, it was so random too. Like, it was just like we were chilling, reading the war, and then they're like, remember Kakashi and his friends? It's like, huh? Let's remind you. So then that's when it became obvious, because then you have to set up the reasons of like how he survived, like. Why is he mad? Why is he evil? Like, you knew that they were setting it up for a reason. Like, it was too obvious of a tell. Top 5 rappers. So all time or currently? All time for me, Kanye, Jay-Z, Tupac. I'm a Drake fan, so I'm gonna say Drake is number 3. And then see, because like Weezy and J. Cole, they always kind of flip-flop for me. 50 Cent back in the day was awesome. TIP was awesome back in the day. I like Eminem too, but I always tell people with Eminem stuff, Eminem is like super hard to re-listen because you'll just like go back to some of his older stuff and you're like, oh God. His newer stuff I think is way better. I think I'm gonna have to go with my number 5 being Weezy. I like Kendrick too, but you know, Kendrick is like to me, I go based off like what do I still listen to? I ain't listening to too much of Kendrick's old stuff, just being real. Like whatever's on my Spotify, that's what I listen to. Kanye, Jay-Z, and stuff. And those are the rappers that I'm like, oh, I gotta go back and listening to. In general manager mode, your season can last by 15, 25, and 50. 50? What? That's so low. What the heck? I was gonna say 50 years, Jesus, but 50 weeks? Oh my God, no. in universe. There's no limit. You could run a universe for 1,000 years if it felt so inclined. Oh, okay. How much is Conor's legacy is hurt by his recent losses and his reactions towards those losses? Conor McGregor's legacy is defined how he defines it. To be honest, his legacy is going to be known as a guy who is the biggest star in mixed martial arts. He can honestly lose as many times as he likes. People are still going to watch him because it's Conor McGregor. He's entertaining, yada, yada, yada. Only for hardcore fans do they care about his record. But yeah, he's not going to be ever I'll say this. There's two different top 10s. Top 10 actual fighters of all time and top 10 influential fighters of all time. Conor McGregor is definitely like in the top 10 influential fighters, but he's not like his legacy is not horrible. So is it confirmed they're going to have a Tupac hologram at Super Bowl? I don't know. Probably. They've done the hologram in the past. I shared you the WWE 2K gameplay trailer and told me that it looks solid. Oh, that's a trailer? I thought that was like the gameplay test. Have you ever listened to the Juice WRLD? He's like my favorite artist ever. Juice WRLD's sick, yeah. I like Godzilla. that song was cool, but I like not like the biggest Juice WRLD fan. You know, I'm a big Green Day fan. You ever fuck with any of their music? I know Green Day, but like they're one of my favorite. Like Fall Out Boy is like my favorite from that group right there. What the heck? What? Oh, Google Play Pass. I ain't gonna sign up for that shit. What the hell are you talking about? But Green Day, I do fuck with Green Day. Green Day is a good listen. Like Green Day, Weezer, those two. Like I don't know like songs by heart, but if you play them, I kind of know. But like Fall Out Boy is more my jam out of those group of people. But yeah, no, I listen to Green Day, Linkin Park. Linkin Park's probably like my favorite like rock band like that if you count them as a rock band. Would Brock Lesnar be as big as he is now if he stayed in WWE rather than leaving going to UFC? No, UFC made Brock. I don't care what anyone says. Like Brock Lesnar would be a star for sure. But here's the thing. UFC was like in its infancy. Like UFC like had Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz, but after that, it was kind of like people didn't really care about UFC. Like the only other names you had were BJ Penn, and he was in and out of the company, and GSP and Anderson were just rising up to superstardom. So Brock Lesnar came in popular as hell when WWE was still relevant. People knew him for being The Rock. People knew him as like some freak of nature looking wrestler. And just his size and his presence alone got people interested. And Brock became a big star because of UFC, and he helped UFC a lot. He, like I said, when we talk about top 10 influential fighters, Brock Lesnar's on that list of top 10 influential fighters of all time. I'm not saying, oh, they're the greatest fighters ever. No. The influential list is like guys who really changed the game and made the game better because of it. You know, it doesn't matter how great they were. They changed the game. You can discredit everything else, like, oh, they didn't do this, that. But at the end of the day, you ain't going to discredit their impact, and you can't discredit Brock's impact. And Brock Lesnar, I guarantee you, that pop in 2012 isn't as loud if he ain't a former UFC heavyweight champion. He ain't booked how he's booked if he isn't a former UFC heavyweight champion. He isn't the attraction that he is unless he's a former UFC heavyweight champion. If he's just another WWE guy, oh, he would have been ruined by now. People would have been complaining, why is Brock losing to Ricochet? And, oh, why did the Brock lose to Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania 22? You know, he would beat some bad L's. Conor's legacy is hurt. He came from being a top-level fight. Like, as a greatest fighter of all time, yes. As an influential superstar to the sport, no. We have 75 body templates in creation suite, 39 males, 36 females. These body types span wide range of sizes, shape, and masculine. I can't read all that. That's sick, though. What about hairs and stuff? How much is Undertaker's legacy hurt by lasting too long? Taker's legacy definitely hurt. And then especially when he started doing interviews, not being actual Undertaker, that's where it hurt. Triple H or HBK? Personally, I'm an HHH guy. Triple H is my favorite of all time. I think I've made he's my favorite wrestler of all time. The more I go back and I rewatch stuff, it's always Triple H, man. Like I think he's just so like he's not the best of all time, but when I tell people he's my favorite, it's just that I like Triple H, man. Triple H just consistent. He gives you a 3-star match every time. He's out there putting over guys. I don't know why people say he buries people. I get it. 2003, he was just aggressive, man. Like, can you imagine, man, your whole career, you've been working, you've been putting up shit, and then Rock and Austin are always like kicking your ass, and you just want one time where you feel like you're the man. Can you imagine you came back in 2002, you got the biggest pop ever, and just because Hulk Hogan got a big reaction in Toronto that you lost your title after winning it, Triple H just wanted some love, man. And everyone hating him. Everyone all mad at Triple H for it, man. It was an aggression, but I love Triple H, man. Triple H is my favorite. Great wrestler, great talent. Love the guy. Including more average bodies for players that create some that does not match the typical bodies found. Okay, no. Wrestling game, y'all, we should not be creating Joey Samoas out here. Come on. Is Triple H's legacy hurt by his backstage politics and shitty Mania matches against Orton and Roman? No. Taker should have retired at Mania 30. Taker should have retired after the end of the era. That's why it was called End of the Era, right? I preferably buy WWE 2K22 just to make my own roster and fantasy company. I used to do that. I used to do like a fantasy company and stuff. Like I'll grab like superhero, like a bunch of characters and stuff like that, and I'll make my own roster and stuff like that. Like I'll have like the Power Rangers as like one of the top factions and stuff. Each body can have its own weight, height, and multiple WWE weight classifications. Okay. 2003, Booker T got very bad at racist storyline. Booker lost with one pedigree. And dude, Triple H took his sweet ass time covering Booker, man. He took like 2 minutes just to roll over and just is Naruto too forgiven as a fault? I guess. I mean, he just sees the good in everyone. That's what makes him the greatest Hokage ever. Believe it. What is your top 5 favorite Elimination Chamber matches? Oh, man, you trying to get me to remember the Elimination Chamber matches? I think I did my top 5 in the Flashback Friday video. Oh, shit. I know for a fact my favorite is the New Year's Revolution 2005. Then SummerSlam 02, the first one. Or was that? No, Survivor Series 02. Sorry, I got my pay-per-views mixed up. Survivor Series 02 is my second. Then after that, man, it's a hodgepodge of crap. I hate to break it to you. It's a hodgepodge of crap. Probably the 2008 SmackDown Chamber. No, the Raw Chamber. Sorry. The SmackDown Chamber was with like Big Daddy V and Great Khali. That's it. I hate to break it to you, Ronan. Off the top of the head, off the top of the dome, nothing's clicking with that, man. Do I watch PW Hustle on YouTube? Nah, not really, man. I don't really watch other wrestling channels, man. What up, GJ? How you doing, man? How much has Batista run in 2014 hurt his legacy? I don't even think his 2014 run hurt his legacy. I think his most recent return hurt his legacy because he just came back to feud with Triple H, and it was so uneventful. And I shouldn't be saying that about a Batista versus Triple H match. What would you have done with Batista in his return in 2014? I would have just put him over. Screw Daniel Bryan. WWE trying to sideline that dude for a reason. No, I'm just kidding. I would have definitely just focused on. I would have had Batista won the WWE Championship right off the rip from Randy Orton. That would have been the Royal Rumble match. Don't even put Batista in the Rumble. Just put Batista in the title match. Have Batista win the title. Then you could have had Daniel Bryan win the Royal Rumble, and then you could have had heel Batista go ahead, run down Daniel Bryan, be like, "Look at you, you're so small, you're so weak." Da, da, da. Like they just pussyfooted with Dave too much. It's like, yo, you're bringing Dave back, make him a megastar. Randy Orton for Mania is not the move at this moment of time. He was coasting. This was still coast Orton. This was not like the Randy Orton we see now. This was coasting ass Orton. Orton was so coasting at this moment of time. Oh yeah, you gotta forget though, man. He is from a different generation, but yeah, he has some crazy hot takes. I love Euphoria. It's like one of the top 10 shows on right now. I love it, dude. The last episode was crazy, man. I could not believe that last episode. Just give Zendaya an award just for that episode alone. That episode was crazy, man. I love Euphoria. Where does Nate Diaz, Jorge Masvidal, Cowboy rank as the greatest journeyman? Oh, Nate Diaz is number 1. Jorge Masvidal is like, he's like borderline top 5 because he didn't become popular until 2019. But people respected Gamebred. Like people like hardcore fans respected Gamebred, but it wasn't until he actually like showed like how he is against Leon Edwards backstage where people were like, yeah, that's why we love Gamebred. That's what really made him popular. It wasn't even the running knee from Askren. It was him literally beating up Leon Edwards, and then afterwards, chilling in the back, getting interviewed by Brett Okamoto, and he said, "Oh, I give that guy a 3-piece and a soda." That's what made Jorge Masvidal popular. The knee was just the icing on top because Ben Askren was just talking all this junk. Cowboy, he's just for hardcore fans, man. Like, he's a nice guy, but he like top 10. What do you think is the worst and best WrestleMania main event? Oh, that's a hard. Does Yoko and Hogan count? All About Wrestling. If Yoko and Hogan does not count, the worst WrestleMania main event is Roman Reigns and Undertaker. It's not even close. That is one of the worst WrestleMania main events you'll ever see. Just terrible. Taker is just out of shape, looks bad. Roman's trying his best to salvage it, but Taker is just slow. It seems like Taker got either concussed or hurt during that match, and he was just terrible. So yeah, I that's the worst WrestleMania main event if Hogan versus Yoko doesn't count. Now the best main event. I feel like it's hard for the best main event, but if I'm just going to be objectively about it, it has to be Michaels versus Taker at 26. That's the best main event match-wise. Like, it's so good. A lot of risk on the line. People say it's better than their Mania 25 match, which is a hell of a match. So for me, I got to go with Michaels versus Taker at WrestleMania 26 as the best WrestleMania main event. Me personally, my favorite WrestleMania main event most recently is 31 with Roman and Brock, especially because a lot of people thought Roman versus Brock was going to stink up the place, but it turned out to be a hell of a match between those guys. So those are like, that's my personal opinion. Triple H as a face didn't work out. That's why. Yeah, that's true. AEW needs a little bit more pay-per-views. The only 4 they have is kind of too much of a wait, and I nearly forgot AEW Revolution was around this time. Some people like that it's like less pay-per-views, but it just depends on the people. About that was Daniel Bryan's main event in WrestleMania 30 worth it, despite the fact that it was just basically him retiring in the long term. Oh, I feel like it was still worth it. Fans loved it. I just feel like you could have done a different route. HH and Orton had more importance than Batista did in 2014. Yeah, exactly. It was kind of ridiculous, man. What are some of your favorite wrestling pay-per-view theme songs? Oh, dude, honestly, just go 2004, man. Does not miss. Who has the best entrance in AEW 2021? Heyman Page? Cody. Damn, I'm always late. 28 for you for the main events? That's a good main event. So, Chase, can you explain to me what happened with Riley and Fish with Cole? So right now, Kyle O'Reilly had a kid, so I think he's taking care of the kid first. So that's what happened. Surprise, motherfuckers. Rest in peace, James Stokes, even though you're not dead in real life, but still rest in peace, James Stokes. Best character. What's up, Nate? I gotta get Nate on one of these shows one time. Nate, we gotta schedule you coming on the Q&A on the StreamYard and stuff like that. We can talk whatever too. We'll put your boy Devin Haney as the thumbnail. People will be like, who the fuck is this guy? Nah, but you gotta come on, Nate, for real. I bet which wrestlers you had the best entrances in AEW. Oh, Cody's the only one. Like, what are you talking about? Like Cody, like entrance music or like their actual entrances? Because the actual entrance, it's Cody. Thoughts on the UFC's lack of promotion of Izzy versus Whitaker? There's nothing really to promote. Like, because see, the thing is, and shout out to the TWSN network. That's one of my favorite networks. One of my college buddies works there, and so I listen to their stuff, and they have really good wrestling coverage, really good MMA coverage, and really good basketball and football coverage from what I listen to. But what I will say is this, man. I just think it's such a hard fight to promote because a lot of people just remember the first Whitaker fight, and during the TWSN coverage that I was listening to, it felt like the same thing. They were very like remembering the Whitaker first fight, that it's so hard to promote Bobby Knuckles, and it's not like Whitaker has been knocking dudes out where you can put in a video package and be like, and Robert Whitaker's just on a tear since losing to Israel Adesanya. Like, there's nothing about that. It's just literally like, here's two good guys gonna rematch for the title. Like, hard to promote that fight. It's not gonna have an epic video package like Colby Covington versus Jorge Masvidal will. I like that claim. I think they're good. I like the, that Bowens guy, he's mad underrated, dude. I every time when I see an Acclaim match, I always come away from it. I'm like, yo, that Anthony Bowens guy, good look, good size, good talent. I think this guy is going to be a star somehow, some way. I'm not saying like, oh, he's going to be drawing it. No. What I mean by star, like he's going to be a major player in some company. Is it AEW? I don't know. But this guy has a look. Like, I ain't going to deny that. What match should have been Mick Foley's retirement match? Oh, that's a great question. He should have been. I don't know. I don't know. That's a hard question. I recently watched Becky Lynch's interview with Stone Cold, and she revealed she had real heat with Charlotte Flair. Your thoughts? Oh, yeah. No, it's going to happen, man. Especially in a competitive business like professional wrestling. I know the titles and the decisions are fake, but at the end of the day, when you're at the top of the card, that's real to some people. It's a competitive thing, professional wrestling. A lot of people don't understand it. And I feel like, Becky is justified in what she thinks about Charlotte. Totally. I like Charlotte more than Becky, no doubt about that. I'll never talk bad about the Queen. That's just me. What's a Mania match you were looking forward to and almost the most, and that sucked? Leave Triple H and Orton out. Oh, damn, that's always my go-to because that's the one that I was looking most forward to. Oh, okay. Actually, Brock versus Taker, I was actually looking forward to, but I don't know if people consider that match to suck. I know people like that match. You know what? Actually, on the Mania 30 card, Cena versus Wyatt. I was actually looking forward to that match, and it stunk. It stunk. Dude, they had such a good video package. It was like the first WrestleMania in a minute where Cena wasn't facing like a megastar or going for the title. Like it was Cena going down on the card. And I thought, oh man, he's gonna have great character work with Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt was good, and it was just like, hit me, jaw, hit me with the tear, jaw. Like I was like, oh, what is this? That match was bad. Let's see what other matches that I was looking forward to, and they just stunk. Oh, you know what? I'll get hate for this one, but I don't care. Seth Rollins and Triple H. I'm sorry, that match was bad. I don't even remember anything from it. They were playing up the knee, the whole time, and then Seth Rollins is doing stuff that would hurt his knee. It was bad. Yeah, I'll just say those two matches. So if O'Reilly's gone, where's Bobby Fish? Also, what happened to Miro? Miro's comeback, they just dropped that. Yeah, Miro's comeback, they just dropped. Bobby Fish is on Dark Elevation, where Big Show, my man, the real AEW. I don't know why Big Show is not going for the AEW World Title. I mean, come on, cuh. As long as Joggun's there, so I can talk about his favorite person of Conor, I'm in. Hey, if Joggun King wants to come on a Q&A, he's more than welcome. He's more than welcome to come on a Q&A. You can have a Conor McGregor debate. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man got revived by No Way Home. Yeah. UFC just wants to hurry up and get the Colby versus Masvidal. That one's gonna be like the most hilarious. The fight ain't gonna be good, but the build-up, the video package is gonna be sick too, man. Dude, because Colby and Masvidal, just look up Tales from the Grind. These two were legit boys, man. Like these two were super close in a weird way too. Like Colby's like counting, counting how many times he masturbates. What women do you think should or could have main evented WrestleMania? Trish should have definitely main evented WrestleMania for sure. One of the greatest of all time, and she didn't main event at WrestleMania. Am I an Adam Cole guy? Oh yeah, I love Adam Cole. I just feel like right now him going for the world title, it's a little bit too soon for my liking. But I'm cool with Adam Cole. I love Adam Cole, baby. I said this. It don't matter if it's WWE. It don't matter if it's AEW. It don't matter if it's Impact Wrestling, New Japan, or ROH. I'm always going to go and say Adam Cole, baby. I love Adam Cole. He's a good wrestler. Wrestles well with every side. Like, look. I won't deny. I would like if Adam Cole did some push-ups, took some steroids. I don't know. Just get that weight up, bro. Just look good again. I'm not saying he needs to have six-pack, Shakur abs, but I'm just saying he's looking rough. He is looking rough. I ain't gonna deny that. But I love watching Adam Cole. I think Adam Cole has the most interesting storyline in AEW with his high school friends, wondering what he's doing with his college friends, and bringing his relatives' friends into the picture. But I really like Adam Cole. He's really good. I think Adam Cole's really good. I enjoy a lot of. I have an Adam Cole T-shirt. I bought one for NX Tag when I went there for War Games. I love Andrew Garfield. He's a good actor, Andrew Garfield, just in general. It was confirmed that Tony Khan, that Jay White wasn't the man going through the Forbidden Door, as resulted in a botch at what? I thought he said Jay White is the guy. Tony Khan 2 for 2 with his Dixie Carter surprises. LOL, this guy's like Christian Cage was a game changer and also admitted he botched the meaning of the Forbidden Door. Oh, that's what he means. Like the Christian Cage one was bad, especially because they were using the term outwork everyone. And when you think outwork everyone in professional wrestling, you only think of Cena, man. You don't think of no Christian Cage. Yeah, I saw that Keith Lee. I like that. I like that he found a company. I just don't think AEW is the company for Keith Lee, but best of luck to him. Michael Chandler got one of the entrance teams in UFC. What's his interesting? Florence Pugh? Is that his interesting? What big UFC fight do you think we get this summer? Oh, God. I wanted to say Usman versus Edwards, but Usman got hurt. He got hand surgery, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't. The UFC's kind of in a weird situation because I don't. Maybe John Jones versus Stipe. Maybe John Jones is done taking steroids and he can fight Stipe. My player in WWE 2K22 is going to be the best technical wrestler representation faction of the NWO Wolfpack. Man, they had the Wolfpack theme. That will be my theme song. Boom, boom. I used to use Titus O'Neil's theme song. The "You Wanna Get Hit?" It's so good. CM Punk versus Chris Jericho was bad. Oh yeah, Mania 28. They added that random no DQ out of nowhere. Edge versus Jericho at 26. I totally forgot about that match. I think the feud was built up as spare, and then like it ends in a random ass DQ, and then Jack Swagger. Oh god. So do you think there's going to be another surprise at AEW Revolution? Well, Revolution's not till March, but yeah, that seems like AEW's MO. Like, oh yeah, let's just get surprises out there. Not a bad thing. It's just what they do. I'm back. Had to get my niece to bed. I swear I love her, but he can be bad when, hey, she only 3. What? I'm sorry, I misread that. But yeah, no, kids can be crazy sometimes, man. So thoughts on the rumors of Conor going to middleweight? Good luck, dog. You get your ass smoked to middleweight. What? Which match was better? Chris Jericho versus CM Punk at 28 or Extreme Rules 2012? Oh, 2012? That match was good. The street fight? Could I come on a little Q&A? Yeah, if you want in the future. Great ranking like top 5 chase in boxing. The great GOAT ranking like top 5 for boxing? Mayweather 1, Roy Jones Jr. 2 for me, 3 Tyson, 4 Pac-Man, 5 Sugar Ray Leonard. Those are my rankings. I don't know if that's what you wanted, but see, boxing is harder to me than MMA because like boxing, I'll say this. I think today's boxers are not as good as some of the past boxers. That's just me. Like I feel like you know when you watch like a Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, like and stuff like that, they're just built different. Like Julio Cesar Chavez, Oscar De La Hoya, built different. I feel like Mayweather and Pacquiao are the last 2 guys where I'm like, oh, wow. Because like, no offense, Canelo. I don't even put Canelo on my top 10. And that's blasphemous because he's done a lot in the sport, but just being real, it's like Canelo, but like Errol Spence to me is one of the only dudes that I feel like I'm like, oh, I could actually look back and like Errol Spence and who's that fool that was like middleweight champ for a long ass time, undefeated. He commentates that Andre Ware. Those are the only 2 dudes that like from like the current post Floyd era that I can legitimately say, oh yeah, you know, they can be on a GOAT list. But like all these other dudes, like Bud Cropper, Tyson Fury, Klitschko, I don't know. MMA just keeps evolving. Like Like, it's crazy. Like, we're saying Kamaru Usman's like the greatest of all time right now. And it's like, oh man, like that could change in like 2-3 years. And think about that. Like, before Usman was being claimed the greatest, it was John Jones. And before John Jones, it was Georges Rush St. Pierre. And before GSP, it was Anderson Silva. And the sport keeps evolving in MMA. Boxing, it just feels like it's like, yo, man, it's the old time people, and that's it. I don't know. Maybe it's because these newer guys are not really fighting the best like they did back in the old days, but I don't know. Oh, yeah, I think Christian should have had one world title run. Do you believe that Hiroshi Tanahashi is too loyal to New Japan? Well, yeah. I mean, he kind of saved the company, so yeah. Can't wait to see Keith Lee feuding with Cody this summer and ending up in Team Taz by the end of the... Yo, CP, if that happens, I'll buy you a AEW shirt. Chandler got one of the best entrance teams in the UFC. Okay. Edge is terrible as a face. Face Edge ain't the same, I agree. If you could choose any in real life wrestling company to be the owner and book, what company would you choose? Oh, WWE has the largest audience. Let me control the show with the largest audience and make it watchable. Who do you predict that wins between AJ Styles or Damian Priest for the U.S. Championship? Let's give it to AJ. I think he needs that belt. Do you think weight gain will affect John Jones, or do you think he'll struggle a bit in this new frame? I think he will struggle, to be honest. We saw with the OSP fight. Remember when Jones was like on the super sauce and he was jacked to the gills against OSP, and he was just slow, man. Like, he was doing his straights, his jabs, and his kicks, and it didn't look the same, man. Did you see the new Samsung phones? I have the current. Here's my thing with phones. I wait 3-4 years. That's it. I got the S21 Ultra. I'm waiting until the S25 Ultra. That's how I don't really care, because like that's just how it is. I'd be down to come on. Is there any wrestlers that can just show up and get a title match other than Goldberg and WWE? Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. Punk versus Jericho was at least decent at Mania. Decently forgettable. No, I'm just kidding. Thoughts on the destructive power of Gervonta Tank Davis? Oh, it's a wonderful power. He's getting smarter though. He's getting smarter with that power, which is crazy. But like, as much as I like Tank, you know, it's like, yo, man, go fight Haney, go fight Cambosis. Like, why aren't you fighting these dudes? We talking about Tank fighting like a YouTuber, like not Jake Paul, that Garcia kid. Replace it there with Extreme Rules match at Mania. Okay. If Usman wants to be the knockout artist or whatever, he needs to work on his mechanics. He drops his head and he doesn't even look when he throws sometimes. I saw that light in the Colby fight. Yeah, like, Usman's like, the thing with Usman is, it's like, I feel like he's still really good at everything. Like, Usman is like, I don't think he's like a master at one thing. I think like Usman is just so well balanced. Like, the wrestling is always going to be there. But even then, I don't think Usman's like the greatest like MMA wrestler I've ever seen. I think Usman is just so good at neutralizing opponents that he's going to hold that belt for a long time. And then just that natural power, that's the one thing you can't teach, is power. He just has natural power. But yeah, no, Usman needs to like fix some mechanics, but it'll be forever when it goes down, man. Wrestling is saturated in the industry in general too. Yeah. If my boy Chase Oliver's on, I'll watch AEW Dark and Elevation, but otherwise, nah. Ryan from Canelo is the greatest boxer of all time, and I'm the dark horse for my community and the peers of not being a fan of Canelo. Dude, a lot of my friends who are Hispanic, they hate watch Canelo. They don't even like him. I got to wrap up soon, guys. All you can eat sushi's ready. Let's say you're in charge of all creative. How does Chase fix WWE step by step? If I was in charge of WWE step by step creative, I would make sure that, you know, heavyweight title, that shit don't need to be on every single week. The champion can be like, you know, featured, but I'm making sure the heavyweight title matches feel something. What I'm trying to fix now is the mid-card scene. I'm trying to get rid of these terms, mid-card and jobber, being negative terms in professional wrestling. Because back in the day, they weren't negative terms. Being a mid-carder wasn't a bad thing. So I'm trying to establish, you know, a mid-card that is actually respectable, but also where you don't need it, where people are complaining like, oh, this guy needs to be heavyweight champion. Hey, yeah, mid-card. No, I want it where it's like, if you're called a mid-carder, you're like, yeah, that's a fucking compliment. I am the greatest intercontinental champion of all time. I am the greatest U.S. champion. So I'm making sure that, like, one, I'm dispersing a lot of talent. In fact, a lot of people will hate me. I'm releasing a lot of people, man. I don't need y'all. I can't write. If I don't have room for you on the roster, I'm releasing you. And I'm making sure that like I have one writer that literally is like, he's the end all be all. You go to this guy, and if you don't like him, sorry, man. You gotta just do what you gotta do. Go take your creative arts to AEW. Like, that's how it's gonna be. I'm gonna be a little bit ruthless, but you gotta be with these wrestlers sometimes. You gotta tell these wrestlers, look, you ain't the chef. Because if you were the chef, you would be in my position. Just be the ingredients. Let me cook. Trust in me. TIC, trust in Chase. And we'll see if the results are good or not. But I'll listen to what you got to say. But I ain't going to sit here and be all like, oh, I got to, no, I want it where it's like, like, bro, Rey Mysterio was a cruiserweight. No one looked at that as a negative like it is today. Oh my God, nowadays, oh, you're a cruiserweight. It's like, oh no. I'm making it where it's like every division matters. That's a problem with wrestling nowadays. And I think it's mainly professional wrestling, but also the fandom. They have made mid-carding and jobbering considered bad when it's not bad. It's okay to be a mid-card guy. Like, no one thinks of Scott Hall's career any less just because he was a mid-carder. But yeah, that's what I would do is I would fix that mid-card division first. Everybody says AEW is going to do right by Lee, but I guarantee the complaints will come in a few months when he's only had like 5 matches on TV. AEW just doesn't have enough TV time, and that roster is loaded. Yeah, exactly. Like that was my thing, Amir. I said, look, Keith Lee, the big issue with him is that he will need to be featured and win. The minute Keith Lee's done with the TNT or the AEW title, the minute that we see his ass on Dark, fans are going to complain. And then you're going to have fans defend it, be like, well, Keith Lee and his run here, and then people are going to bring up his NXT run. Keith Lee should have just taken Drew McIntyre route, go to Impact, save that dead brand, and see how much you're worth. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about boxing, man. I don't know the most about boxing, but today's boxers I don't think compare to the real ones of yesteryears. How big would it be if John Cena debut in AEW, and would be AEW be stupid if they had him feuding with mid-card like they did Punk? It'd be big, but I don't think that ever happens. But yeah, it is. Man, what's up, Sandman? Sandman's another OG. I need to get into the Q&A. Mayweather promotion attitudes, belts still matter in a sense. They are correct, but they're holding Tank back because Floyd must remain the. Hey, Floyd needs to pay Logan Paul. Isn't Floyd fighting a charity fight soon? What a coincidence that you have the same phone, just different models. I only have an S22. You already got the S22? Jeez. I'm listening to this while I'm at work. Oh, then y'all don't get busted now. Thoughts on Dancing opening to Peacemaker? Oh, I love it, dude. I love Peacemaker. It's a great show, man. Last WWE game I played in Universe mode, 2K18. Samsung J2. Oh, that's like the junior version, right? Demon Slayer or Attack on Titan? Attack on Titan is near the end. I'll say Attack on Titan overall, but Demon Slayer, once it gets to those later arcs, man, it's gonna be a great competition. The mid-card belts need to be prestigious again. The Miz was the last one to make the IC belt important. Exactly. Like Sandman, like, isn't it like so like bad nowadays? Oh, you're a mid-carder. That's considered a negative term in professional wrestling. My least favorite trope. My least favorite trope is like the hometown people losing. Why would you always make people who are in their hometowns lose? The problem is that fans today think that everyone needs to be a main eventer. Otherwise, they're ruined when it would probably hurt some wrestlers that they were in the main event. Yeah, not every wrestler is built for the main event. Like see Orange Cassidy. Tony Khan tried that. He tried to push Orange Cassidy in the main event. And look what happened. It just didn't work out. So now Orange Cassidy is just the guy that you feud with main eventers. Do you have any villains in New Japan Pro Wrestling that you hate? Evil. The problem with wrestling fans today is they think everybody should be world champions. Yeah, exactly. Usman versus pre-USADA Hendricks. Oh, man, dude. Usman don't want pre-USADA Hendricks. You saw the Hendrix big rig. If you could make a dream faction with any wrestlers in the prime, who would you want? Cena, Bryan, Ziggler, and I guess Bobby Roode. He's teaming with Ziggler. That'll be my faction. They'll be called the Fed. They don't put anyone over. Be great. What's up, J-Mac? One of my favorite Attitude Era guys was Crash Holly. Yeah, exactly. Like that's what's missing. Is like we don't have literally any guys where it's like, are you really gonna go back and be all like, yo, man, you know who I messed with? Madcap. Like you ain't gonna say that. Like that's the thing. You ain't gonna say like, oh, Madcap Boss or anything like that. You're literally gonna be all like, nah. That's a problem. There's nothing on the card for everyone. RK Bro and Apple Academy Pop quick. I didn't even watch that. That sounds like a waste of my time and yours. So this is a wrestling era called the Forbidden Door era. No, I just think it's called the Surprise era, or let's just get like the quick fix era. Oh wow, you have the Samsung S. Oh, okay, S21. Okay, I was gonna say, like, dang, you already got it. It just came out. Favorite Daredevil season for Chase? Oh man, dude, that's hard. S1's good. I like the last season of Daredevil. That's like my favorite. I'll never forget AEW for letting CM Punk having a 50-50 match with fucking Lee Moriarty. Yeah, exactly. How would I build a money-making mid-carder? Oh, dude. It starts with the belt. Honestly, it does start with the belt. Because like the problem is that when you're the champion, you get more responsibilities. And I feel like you just got to have a really good champion that's gimmick is not just I win wrestling matches. You know, like there's a bunch of those. Look at Damian Priest. He has been winning a lot as U.S. champion. No one seems to care. In fact, people forget he's U.S. champion. You got to start with building up a champion that matters to the point where that belt matters again. But it starts with the belt, because the belt is important to building the superstar. Because then afterwards, you can get to the point where the superstar needs a belt to where the belt needs the superstar. And that's how you should be building up the mid-card championships, is where the belt needs to be around that person's waist, because they're the next guy to either go become world champion or solidify that division. You know, like that's the thing. Like people always think that the mid-carders need to move up the card and go for every world title, but nah, you just got to solidify the belt first and make that belt mean something. Yeah, WWE is just like AEW's. I like AEW's pay-per-views a lot. The weekly show, you know, I can enjoy the weekly show, but it depends on the booking. Sometimes it's just match placement. Sometimes I just feel like AEW just has weird placement on their card. Next challenger at AEW Revolution, it's Adam Cole, baby. Why doesn't Brock Lesnar lock into Kimura submission anymore? I think because people are like, oh, yo, you ain't a real UFC fighter. Who are the current Chase Oliver wrestlers do you hate like shit on, like you did with Balor and Care Bear? Care Bear is still on there. Dullblade, Jay White, he on there. I don't know. Well, Garbage Man still exists. Yeah, that's it. I don't watch wrestling all that much anymore, to be honest, man. It's just like AEW and SmackDown. Guys I should have believed that should have held the WWF belt in the Attitude Era. I feel like Benoit should have at least had one run, but he got his run anyways. You know, the thing is, there's no complaints. I like everyone that held it. Few more questions, and then I am out of here. The Forbidden Era started with Impact Wrestling when Kenny Omega arrived. Maybe. Thoughts on Charlie Cox wanting to play Daredevil for 10 years? Good. He's great at it. I love Charlie Cox. Great actor. Dude, the Samsung S9, it has such a good lifespan. It literally has such a good lifespan. I really enjoy that. That was like my favorite phone before I upgraded, was the S9. I had the S9 and I didn't want to upgrade, to be honest. I started with the S3, then I got the S6, then I got the S9, and now I have the S21. And most likely I'll wait for an upgrade for the S24, S25. Because the thing is, like I tell people all the time, just wait 3 to 4 years because that's when they'll actually add new shit. The only thing they added to the S22 is like, oh, the camera can move like just a little bit more, and they added the S Pen into the theme, which really, to be honest, man, I don't even use the S Pen. I had the S Pen and I ditched it. I said, dude, this S Pen trash. It's junk. So yeah. How would I book Bryan Danielson's new faction? I answered that in an AEW review. I said I would call it the Fed. He would not put over new talent. Yada yada yada. Go watch my AEW reviews. Could Conor going to WWE off a win bring pro wrestling to the forefront? I would like to say yes, but nah, not really. Because people watch Conor more for his trash talking. So you're limiting his trash talking because he can't say fuck or anything like that. Like, what is Conor McGregor's most quotable line? Who the fuck is that guy? That is literally one of Conor McGregor's most memorable lines. Until most recently, where he's like, your wife is in me DMs, mate. Who the fuck is that guy? Is literally Conor McGregor's most memorable line. You're taking away the effort from Conor. He can't really say much. And then also, too, if you have Conor come in and he does like a 50-50 match, like Conor really needs to come in and just spark everyone. But you're taking away his trash talking. So that's the thing. What year as a WWE fan you feel like I'm done watching this, and what's your favorite year? Oh, 2009. And my personal favorite year is always going to be 02. So yeah. All right, let's see. Oh, the J series discontinued? Oh, okay. They must have updated. Maybe it's the flip. Maybe that's their like new thing. They've been pushing that fold and flip. You know, I got made fun of for wanting to flip one for the longest time, but whatever. Look at Sami Zayn, who was forgettable when he was a generic babyface trying to be in the main event, but really got over when WWE made him. Exactly. Like Sami Zayn understands. Look, I'm never going to be world champion, but shoot, man, like 2 WrestleManias in a row, and I'm in a featured spot. How are you going to complain about that? And Sami Zayn's probably having the best work of his career. I think the only crossover I would be interested in, to be honest, is like a One Piece one with Naruto. Like One Piece goes on Naruto's land, they see ninjas, quote unquote ninjas, and yeah, that's the only thing I'd be interested in. All right, let me choose my last question. Let me see. Where's my game at? And the final question I'm going to choose out of these ones is this one. Impact is actually doing... Oh, that's not a question. What are your predictions for UFC 271? Adesanya by decision. Lewis by KO. And Derek Brunson decision. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate and love the support. Keep giving this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you all next time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.